Welcome back to another Secrets of the Pros on behalf of the Department of Youth Services on the number 55 Regent Street, Central America. I'm your host, mixing engineer and producer Andrew Rayburn. And today we're going to dive right in on some Zimbabwe modern mixing, some Zimbabwe style music. We're going to show how we get some mix rolling. This is inspired by the Zimbabwe music style. So we want to shout out to our Zimbabwe fans and also support our DYS YouTube page. 347 subscribers that help us to hit 400. I have a new video out as well about mixing huge drum with the SSL channel and giving you a lot of details on the plugs. So we're going to cut straight into it. I'm using Studio 1.4 and I'm going to play this track for you so you can get a feel of it, and we're going to break it down. So let's do that. So there you have it, and it's just a quick little demo of some Zimbabwe style kind of music here, and we're gonna break down how we did this. Now, generally, whenever I'm doing a different genre of music, I try to get in touch with the culture and how the vibe of the music goes. I was listening to some Zimbabwe music over the past weekend, and it's pretty much close to a little dance, a little soca feel, with the drum groove here. So it wasn't much of a challenge to compose, but this is inspired by that. So the first thing I did, I'm not a Zimbabwe professional, but I'm just studying the music. I have my lead here. That's a groove that you'll hear a lot in these types of music. And I have the kick drum. And I have the snare drum here. I have a second snare. So there you go. And when I say modern, I mean we're adding some synthesizers here. Let's bring in the kick drum. And I have some African drums rolling here. So the lead is coming from my instrument here, which is Future Pop. I use this a lot in the productions. I love how the instruments sound. I add a little reverb here, and I'm using the Modo Modus to move this lead roundabout. And I'm also using the guitar stomp box. Let me play on and off. Off. That's what I had. It kind of takes the lead song at the back, so I put the GTR stamp box on it. It gives it a musical feel. And I'm using the SSL. I've been through this over and over. Roll off some low end, boost a little bit of low end here. Parallel compress if you want to get the big kick song. But what I will show you, this synthesizer is control. I have a side chain here. you know, and the gate here is ducking the synthesizer every time the kick hits, so I'm sending the side chain, here it is right here, to from the kick controlling the synthesizer, so we get that pumping sound. And we can adjust the gate. If I turn the gate off, check this out. Doesn't sound as much as interesting, right? So that's what we're doing with the gate here. We're letting it. And I'm using a doubler here. I took off the direct signal in the middle to give it a more wider feel. Off, on. So it makes room for the other songs. I'm also running through a CLA compressor. And I felt that it needed a little more drive, so I put the bit crusher on it. This is without. That's what I had. You might say at this point, if the synthesizer sounds quiet, why not turn up the volume? You'll get a loud, quiet synthesizer. It still won't be attacking or cutting through the mix. So when I put the bit crusher on, that's why it's very important to know how to use your plugins and how to use harmonic saturation for texture. And I have a loop percussion here. Let's find that. Adding some reverb to it, using SSL to roll off a little bit of 100. I use the SSL channel a lot, guys, because it really adds a texture to your mix and give you that finished mix. So practice using this thing, and you'll even teach yourself to get more acquainted with the analog coloring. So we have the 50, 100, 200 kilohertz lows. We have the mids from 200 to 2.5 kilohertz go up. We have 600 to 7K and 1.5 to 16 kilohertz. So you understand your frequency. And if we hit this button here, that will put the EQ before the compressor. If we touch the split button, this will put the filter in front of the compressor. And the side chain, the compressor is going to compress whatever frequency you choose over this side. So look up the manual as well, and you learn how to manipulate this thing. This thing is beautiful, and you have a phase button here too as well. So let's bring in the loops. So now we're going to touch on the bass. As you can hear, that bass sounds pretty loud and full already. I'm going to take off the inserts that I have and the sends, let you hear it by itself. Rolling off about 60. You might say that's a lot of low end. Might be clipping a little bit. Here's another great thing about the SSL channel. Even when it clips, it adds a little texture to the signal. So you're getting a nice good grit, as Dave Pensada would say. So but I'm not encouraging you all to just clip everything, right? So I'm just letting you know. So I'm not doing not much on this. This is from Element 2. The bass is already pretty wide. I wanted a little bit thicker, so I parallel compressed it and send it through another track, which I'll let you hear. I'm making a copy signal, cutting through here. And that's what we get. Then I'm rolling off about 176. You might say that's ridiculous. Why roll off so many low end on the copy signal? Well, we want a little bit more fuller kind of mid-range song. Yeah, you might say, but you're dipping the mid-range. Yes, because it was getting too boxy. Let me show you. Hear that mid-range? We want to take that down and just focus on the low end. And I'm using another SSL channel here. Let's turn that on. Giving a little bit more compression. And I'm boosting a little bit of 8K. And I'm running it through R bass for a little more heavier song. We want this is like a dancehall feel, so I want to emphasize on the bass. And I'm using the C4 to control about 197 on the low end and in the mid range. So it started from here. To here. Let's bring in the drums. Let's bring in the loops as well. Bring it up a little bit. Now what I'm using here is from Native Instruments, the West African. Just giving it a little percussion feel here. I'm using SSL channel as well. Y'all know what I'm doing here. Boosting a little high end, rolling off some low end, doing a little compression there. And then finally I have a guitar, a kind of rock guitar moving here. I'm using contact and I'm just running it through amplitude. That's what I'm getting my song. It doesn't matter what guitar I'm using, don't have to use expensive guitar. Just make sure that you're you use something like the GTR or amplitude to get a good rock guitar song. This is without half. Barely hear anything, right? So I'm doing that. I'm using SSL to roll off some bottom end. I'm boosting some 200 before, after. That's what I'm doing here. Let's play the full mix. And then I'm running it through the mix bus, which I'm generally running off some little bit of 33. I'm dipping 350, and I'm giving it a little bit of width. And if I can compare that real quick. So that's how we mix the modern Zimbabwe inspired style of genre, getting that big fat song in no time with simple EQing and routing. And I just want to share that with you guys. Support us, my Zimbabwe fans, all you studios, the upcoming studios as well. Send us an email or even send us a demo of your project, and we can do some mixing on it and show how we would treat the session. You know, so we can learn together. So we want to take the time and big up the brother, Mr. I believe his name is Mr. Tony Sibanda. He has a production studio, and he was reaching out to us, letting us know that he appreciates the videos and he watched all the videos. So we want to thank you for supporting us and let us know how we can help you mix and improve your productions as well. So we'll catch you in the next one, guys.